Though Wendy's has some very good breakfast items, they also have some forgettable duds that you should avoid at all costs. For that reason, keep on watching to see how we have Wendy's breakfast items ranked, from don't bother to must-have. If you've eaten a honey butter chicken biscuit from Whataburger, you know the amazing potential of this breakfast creation. While Whataburger's version is one of the best breakfast sandwiches available, Wendy's version is a complete and total flop. Compared to the glorious sandwich you get at Whataburger, the Wendy's honey butter chicken biscuit is like taking a big bite of garbage rotting at your local landfill. The buttermilk biscuit is too floury, and the chicken is smaller than you're imagining, but what really kills Wendy's honey butter chicken biscuit is the honey butter. Instead of just mixing honey and butter together to create a happy marriage, Wendy's added other ingredients like maple syrup and soybean oil. The result is a sauce that tastes overpoweringly synthetic. The honey butter is so sweet, it will even have your sweet tooth waving a white flag. Sadly, the disgusting honey butter is the only thing you will taste when you take a bite of this sandwich. It won't be long before you toss this breakfast sandwich in the trash, where it belongs. If you are rushing to work, you may be tempted to stop at Wendy's for a fresh-baked oatmeal bar. It sounds like a quick, healthy food that you could eat as you navigate through traffic. Unfortunately, every aspect of that thought is incorrect. First of all, the fresh-baked oatmeal bar is so chewy that it's not something you can quickly gobble down. Secondly, Wendy's oatmeal bar isn't even healthy. It has 270 calories, 10 grams of fat, and 44 grams of carbs. Thirdly, the fresh-baked oatmeal bar is messy. If you try to eat this while you drive, you'll end up with a shocking amount of crumbs all over your clothes. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, this bar doesn't even taste good. The texture is poor and the taste is even worse. With all the failings of this bar, you might as well skip Wendy's and grab your favorite candy bar instead if you really want a bar for breakfast. Unless you are one of the most boring human beings on the face of the planet, there's no good reason for you to even think about ordering the sausage biscuit at Wendy's. The sausage biscuit is as simple as it sounds. The decently sized sausage patty sits between two halves of a buttermilk biscuit. Typically, you'd expect a biscuit and a sausage patty to be a safe pairing, but Wendy's has managed to bungle this simple task. The main issue is that the sausage patty isn't hot and overflowing with juices like the patties you find at other fast food restaurants. The snooze-worthy result is a dry biscuit holding together a forgettable sausage patty. Look elsewhere on Wendy's breakfast menu before you settle for this dull sandwich. The classic sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich has a few things going for it. Wendy's has consistently hot and yummy eggs in addition to perfectly melted slices of American cheese.
And forget that frozen folded egg stuff, because Wendy's only uses fresh cracked eggs on all our breakfast sandwiches.
While the trio of the eggs, cheese, and sausage will entice your taste buds, this particular sandwich is ruined by the bread. Wendy's uses what they consider to be a breakfast roll when creating the sandwich. In actuality, the so-called roll is a disaster. Right when you get this sandwich, the bread has a poor texture and the texture gets worse the longer you wait to eat it. In a matter of minutes, you'll have a stale roll on your hands. If you order the classic sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich, make sure that you eat it quickly. While it's still a below-average breakfast option, it'll taste much better at that point than if you decide to wait. If you order a breakfast combo from Wendy's, seasoned potatoes are the default side order. If you're smart, you'll quickly change your side order. Even if you just go with the strawberries or apple bites, it will be a big improvement. The seasoned potatoes at Wendy's are a worse version of their fries. Considering that Wendy's fries are middle of the road when it comes to the best fast food fries on the market, that's far from a ringing endorsement. The worst attribute of the seasoned potatoes is their texture. Instead of a crispy, enjoyable texture, these potatoes turn into a mushy mess once they enter your mouth. Wendy's seasons them well with a mixture of garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, and salt, but their soggy nature just can't be overlooked. Even if you're in a hurry, and even if you like their fries, don't let Wendy's get away with giving you seasoned potatoes as your breakfast side order. You'll regret it. While you can find many great fast food breakfast burritos, you're playing with fire if you order the sausage, egg, and cheese burrito from Wendy's. The consistency of this breakfast burrito is lacking, to put it kindly. Sometimes you get a perfectly acceptable burrito. However, at other times, you will get something that can only be described as a deformed conglomeration of burrito-like substances. Even if you get lucky and get a good sausage, egg, and cheese burrito, the upside is limited because Wendy's doesn't have any good salsa options. If you want your breakfast burrito to be spicy, don't go here. If you get unlucky, you will kick yourself for starting your day off so poorly. Not only can these burritos from Wendy's be flavorless, they can also be quite messy if they're not put together properly. The sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is the safer version of the sausage, egg, and cheese burrito. While Wendy's can sometimes struggle with handling a tortilla, they are much less likely to mess up a biscuit. Though this breakfast sandwich won't be winning any culinary awards, it will reliably taste exactly the same from day to day. Although the previously mentioned sausage biscuit is undeniably boring, this sandwich has solved that problem by adding an egg and a slice of American cheese to the equation. The egg adds a savory goodness, while the gooey cheese ensures that the sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit will never be too dry. This breakfast sandwich would be higher in the ranking, but it's just not filling enough. You may be tempted to eat 2 or 3 of these things, but considering that each one has over 600 calories, you're at risk of ruining your diet before lunchtime even arrives. Anyone who frequently visits Wendy's knows that this fast food company has great bacon, as it graces the top of many of their best burgers. Tragically, not even Wendy's fantastic bacon can save the classic bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. Compared to the classic sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich, the bacon is a huge upgrade over the sausage patty. Though the bacon, egg, and cheese coexist in marvelous fashion, this breakfast item is ruined by the same roll that doomed their other classic sandwich. In fact, the best thing you can do is remove the roll altogether and eat the insides. Sure, that's a messy proposal, but you won't miss the roll at all, especially if it has already started to become stale. Even if you eat this breakfast sandwich with the roll intact, it still only has 320 calories. Compared to something like the sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, it almost classifies as a health food. While the biscuits from Wendy's aren't especially noteworthy, they're definitely a step up from the bun you find on their classic sandwiches. As a result, their bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit deserves the next spot on this ranking, as it's a notable improvement on the classic bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. The biscuit does a great job of soaking in the savory goodness from the bacon, egg, and cheese. Even if you don't eat it right away, this breakfast sandwich will stay soft enough for you to enjoy. It may sound strange, but in some ways, the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit is even better when it's cold. With that in mind, don't hesitate to purchase 2 or 3 of these breakfast sandwiches and eat them throughout the day. When it comes to breakfast bread options at Wendy's, their croissants are in a class of their own. Wendy's croissants are so flaky and buttery that they can go toe-to-toe against any other croissants you can find. While their sausage patties aren't memorable, everything else about the sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant is spectacular. Start with the egg, which is dependably perfect. Then you add a Swiss cheese sauce that is ultimately creamy and surprisingly good. Holding everything together is the scrumptious croissant. This thing is bigger than you think, so if you've never tried it before, know that you just need to order one to completely fill yourself up. If you want this sandwich at its best, eat it while it's still piping hot. If you accidentally let it cool off, pop it in the microwave for a few seconds, and it'll be amazing once again. The most surprising breakfast item on Wendy's menu is the sausage, gravy, and biscuit. Many fast food joints offer something similar, so it's difficult to stand out in the crowded field. However, Wendy's version is so good that you'll visit again and again just to have another bite. The biscuit is the same biscuit found on other Wendy's breakfast foods, so by itself it's nothing special. The key that unlocks all the flavor is the sausage gravy. Wendy's mixes together chunks of sausage in a white gravy, and the result is a home run. Unlike other sausage gravy, there is enough added spice that it is able to keep your taste buds dancing. Another good thing about this breakfast meal is that Wendy's includes more than enough gravy. After the biscuit is gone, you'll still have more gravy left to eat. Thankfully, you won't hesitate for a second to use your fingers to get every last speck of gravy in your mouth. While the bacon, egg, and Swiss croissant is really good, it might not be as good as you're expecting given what's included in the sandwich. Wendy's legendary bacon, perfect eggs, and Swiss cheese sauce on a buttery croissant should top the list. While you won't be disappointed at all, it's just not a revolutionary breakfast sandwich.
What you don't see is our celebrity endorser, TBD. They love the Swiss cheese sauce, though.
What holds the bacon, egg, and Swiss croissant back from cracking the top 2 on this ranking is the Swiss cheese sauce. While the sauce is good, it doesn't play well with the bacon. The combination is too messy and too greasy. A slice of actual Swiss cheese would do a lot better than the sauce. If Wendy's replaced the sauce with a slice of Swiss cheese, this breakfast option could live up to the hype. As long as you know what to expect, you'll be super pleased with the Breakfast Baconator from Wendy's. First of all, the Breakfast Baconator doesn't have any beef. Instead of a beef patty, it has a sausage patty. Secondly, it has the same bun that you can find on the regular Baconator. That fact should actually be considered good news because this bun is so soft and luscious that it practically melts in your mouth. Laying on top of the sausage patty is a slice of American cheese. On top of the cheese is a layer of bacon, followed by an egg layer. Resting on the egg is another American cheese slice. On top of that is a second layer of bacon. Finally, the top layer is some of that Swiss cheese sauce you can find on the bacon, egg, and Swiss croissant and the sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant.
Holy sh! That's incredible!
All told, this breakfast sandwich is teeming with flavor. It's not for the faint of heart, but if you awake in the morning with a huge appetite, the Breakfast Baconator is the sandwich for you. If you can't eat it all for breakfast, you can save it and you'll have a head start on lunch. The Maple Bacon Chicken Croissant is easily the best breakfast item Wendy's offers. It combines the greatness of the croissant and bacon to create something you'll be thinking about for the rest of the day. Add in the crispy chicken breast, and this thing reaches levels of perfection rarely seen in the world of fast food breakfast sandwiches. You should take your time and enjoy the Maple Bacon Chicken Croissant as you eat it. As you savor each bite, note the subtle flavors of maple and applewood from the bacon, along with the rich, buttery taste from the croissant. The juices from the chicken breast make the experience even more enjoyable. If you want to make this sandwich even better, don't be shy about asking for extra bacon. A Maple Bacon Chicken Croissant with extra bacon is capable of cheering you up on even the darkest of days. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more MASH videos about your favorite fast food franchises are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.